Yo, what is up, my Shadow Army? So does I, Shadow Critias, back again with another Star Wars review video. So yes, today this is part 1 of my review to the 19 book series of the new Jedi Order, a Legends EU, one of the most longest series in Star Wars history in the Legends EU before Disney owned Star Wars. And so I will be reviewing only 9 books from Vector Prime to Star by Star. So basically start from here all the way to here. And the part 2 will cover up the rest of the 10. And once this video is done, I will be start reading book 10 by tomorrow. And so yeah, I'm going to give my review, my thoughts and my opinions, and this is something I have been waiting for a very, very long time, and I'm so excited that I finally get the chance to do this kind of review. And about a few months back, maybe like 3 or 2 months, I read Vector Prime and Dark Tide 1 and 2. Then I just kind of stopped until I decided, I need to get back into reading these books. So I'm glad I did. And it took me about 2 days to finish both of these books from book 4 through Star by Star. So it took me 2 days, maybe 3 days, give or take, to finish off reading them. So yeah, I'm gonna give my thoughts, and after part 2, I will do another video about the ranking to worst to best of um, the entire 19 book series of the new Jedi Order series. So without the way, let's just go ahead and dive into it. We're going to start off with the first book of the start of the series, Vector Prime, and this takes place 25 years after the battle, after the Return of the Jedi, and the fact that Luke Skywalker is at the age of 44, and this was a good start of the story, a better start of the story of the new Jedi Order, where we get to see familiar characters get reintroduced, like Jason, Jaina, Anakin, Cornhorn, Kip Duron, and Tahiri. Get to see them, and first introduction of the Yuuzhan Vong. Get to know more about them, that how thread they are, and seeing the characters are trying to live their lives until this shit happens with the war and now begun. And of course, the New Republic still has some vendetta with the Jedi because they want the Jedi to get involved with the politics, etc. But they try to stay away from that as possible. But it's hard to prevent it. That and then learning more about the Yuuzhan Vong. The Yuuzhan Vongs are immune to the Force. They're not Force sensitive. That you cannot sense them because they came from another galaxy. Because I already know the history about the Yuuzhan Vong. Like, they came from another galaxy where it's just nothing but darkness. There's no life. There's no stars. Just other pure darkness. And they decided to come to the galaxy that we all know because why the fuck not? And they just hate the galaxy because of their technology and droids. And the fact that Yuuzhan Vongs were a threat shows how dangerous they are, and see the characters of their personality, like the solo children, like um Jaina, who's basically a lovable character, and she's definitely her father's daughter. And Jason, he's more like his mother, like mother like son, basically. And Anakin, he is at and I still stand by Anakin Solo in the new Jedi Order series. Anakin Solo is basically my favorite character in the entire book series of the new Jedi Order series because, which I will say that when I get to the Star by Star, and once I read this book, well, audio drama before I actually had the book, when I listened to the audio drama of Victor Prime and the way how Chewbacca died, that kind of hit me. I knew it was happening. but it still hits me. But the one thing really got me into tears was, sorry, dealing with a fucking hiccup. The one thing that got me into tears is Han Solo breakdown, like, you know, just losing his shit, heartbreaking, devastating, and blames Anakin for everything, and Anakin felt guilt. Like, I just broke down in tears, man. Like, God, it felt so real. Like, you feel bad for Han. Hell, I don't know why. It's like two things here. In this book, Chewie dies, Han lives. In The Force Awakens, Han dies and Chewie lives. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh wow. The opposite, just reverse. Instead of Chewie dying, Han dies. Instead of Han die, Chewie dies. Even though the Legend EU came first before the sequel trilogy or whatever. But the Vector Prime was a good way to start the series, and is really good. So I will have to give this 9 out of 10 for a good way to start a story and how much this changed the galaxy for the events of the Yuuzhan Vong War has started. So yeah, it's kind of sad to kill off Chewbacca because honestly, I wonder what it would be if he didn't die. Like, what if Chewie and Anakin did manage to escape from the planet or something like that? Like, how changed would that be? And the one thing kind of bothers me when George Lucas said, "Do not kill the trio. Do not kill his original characters from the original trilogy." But he's okay having Chewie, Lando, 3PO, and R2 get killed off, but not Han, Luke, and Leia. Because here's a fun fact. Vector Prime, the original plan, Anakin Solo was supposed to be the new main character for this story. And Luke Skywalker was supposed to die in this first book. That was the original plan for the Vector Prime. But since George Lucas did not like the idea, so they had to rechange it and have Chewie the one to die. And also, I forgot to mention about Mara Jade, that she's dealing with the affection. She's trying to use the Force to keep her at bay. And the distance between her and Luke is kind of, depressing because, let's just say Mara didn't want to be a burden to Luke and she wants to, figure it out herself or whatever. So basically, Mara is there, but she's not much of an action because of her infection or whatever. I mean, we do get a fight scene of several Jedi's, like Mara be the first Jedi to face off Yuuzhan Vong, like the first ever fight between a Jedi and Yuuzhan Vong. Then we had Jason Solo against Yuuzhan Vong, and so on and so forth. It's basically, yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's just me. So, like I said, I will give this 9 out of 10 for a good start, the point of the story. Okay, Dark Tide number 1, Onslaught. Now, this focusing on Corn Horn, and I forgot to mention about him, and I forgot to say about Anakin Solo, which I will mention it in this one. This focuses on Corn Horn, who's basically just in the beginning of the Vector Prime, he just witnessed all of his strike team get slaughtered and lost his Padawan by the Yuuzhan Vong. So basically, he's kind of upset by this. And this focuses on Corn Horn and basically the fight between the Yuuzhan Vong and ship battle, which I'm not a fan of, space fights, is just not for me, honestly. And the Battle of Dantooine is very unique. You get to see Dantooine and see the action and etc. Like the Jedi against the Yuuzhan Vong. Anakin Solo is protecting Mara Jade and Dantooine because of her sickness. And Anakin Solo has this huge reputation to honor the name of his grandfather, Anakin Skywalker, who that he knows that his grandfather became a Sith Lord, Darth Vader. So basically, the burden and the weight of the responsibility to honor the name of Anakin Skywalker, the name of Anakin. So he wants to honor that name. He wants to honor the name and redeem his grandfather's name to be a better warrior, to be a better Jedi. And Luke Skywalker is Anakin's idol. He wants to be like his uncle. He adored his uncle, and he wants to be the best. And Luke sees the potential in Anakin. Anakin is literally, out of all the Solo children, Anakin Solo, at the age of 12, mind you, he has the most force potential than anyone, including Luke. So he thinking that Anakin should be the next Grand Master of the Jedi Order once if anything happens to him. Some of the Jedi are kind of not liking this debate or something like that, not liking that idea. But Luke Skywalker is the Master of the Order, so he gets the final words. He gets the final say. And Jason did have a vision where he sees slavery, then turns out he ends up being a slave, and Luke Skywalker basically saves Jason with 2 green-bladed lightsabers, one of his and one of his nephew, Jason Solo, which is kind of fucking badass, seeing Luke Skywalker with two green lightsabers, which he's already the master of all forms, and Jarkai do blade fences. So again, this might be my least favorite, certainly, but again, just wait until my ranking for the entire book series. So this is part 1 out of 2, because Dark Tide is a duology. It's split into 2. There are more other duology part 1 and 2 of the New Jedi Order series, and there's one trilogy in the New Jedi Order series, so keep that in mind. So to me, I have to give this 7 out of 10 in my opinion, because, well, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of spaceships battle or something like that. I don't know why. I'm just not a fan of that. I'm more of a, battleground, lightsaber clash, fighting, etc. Not spaceship battle. It's just, I kind of see that kind of bit of boring in my opinion. Okay, book I can't speak. Book 3, Dark Tide 2, Ruin. Now this is where it gets a little bit better. We get more of the usual Vaughn, what their plan is, and then things was going not well at all. And also, I forgot to mention in the first Dark Tide, I forgot to mention about Han. Like, Han is in a deep, deep grief, a loss of Han. He even dares to look at Anakin, and Han just had enough, and he basically says something that kind of hits me when he looks at Luke and said, "Why did you have to make my kids as a Jedi?" Like, wow. Basically blaming Luke for training his kids to be trained as a Jedi. Like, basically right in front of them, actually. And they basically had a funeral of Chewbacca and Kashyyyk. And again, this one focused on Corran Horn. And there was a negotiation. They decided to, hey, let's have peace. So the Yuuzhan Vong has stopped attacking for 3 weeks, until one of the Yuuzhan Vong named Shadow and demands to challenge one of the Jedi into a duel. Whoever wins, they will have the planet. So we have a brutal duel between Corran Horn and Shadow. So both of them show a brutal fight. Luke Skywalker and another Yuuzhan Vong, I forget his name. I think he calls himself Lai, and that's his name. They were the witness of the 2 combatants. Corran Horn won, but when Corn Horn won and Shadow was killed in battle and duel, the usual Vaughn decided, you know what, fuck that. We're just going to destroy the planet regardless. So, fuck the deals, fuck everything. We're just going to do it regardless. No matter who wins or loses, we just did it regardless. And when it happened, the New Republic, oh my god. They're blaming the Jedi because, well, when they gave the evidence what just happened, etc., they said, "Oh, it was not enough. It's not enough. So the planet is destroyed. So we're gonna have to blame the Jedi, mostly Corn Horn." And Corn Horn had enough. He is full of revenge, and he is sick of it. And so the New Republic blaming the Jedi for it. Like, y'all should be better than this. Y'all should be better than the previous the Old Republic and the prequel trilogy. Y'all senators should have been better than how they were. Y'all are supposed to be better, not making the same mistakes. And so again, the Republic's blaming the Jedi, and Cornhorn decided to exile himself to Corellia, his home planet, his birth planet. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing, and we actually get to see Anakin Solo wielding two lightsabers, one of his purple lightsaber and one green lightsaber from a Twi'lek Jedi that he basically became a very close friend with. But after Anakin killed the Vaughn, the Twi'lek Jedi just dies, and before she dies, she says, "Don't blame yourself for Chewbacca's death. It's not your fault." Because that's something that Anakin has been holding, because he blamed himself. Blamed himself for Chewbacca's death. Because after the arguing he had with his father lashed out at him, blaming him, and Anakin takes that to heart pretty hard. And, like, just wow. Again, I kind of feel bad for Anakin, and it's just, he doesn't deserve that kind of lecture. That's literally unfair for Anakin. And again, if I had to give my thoughts on the Dark Tide, the duology, it's not my favorite, but if I had to say my favorite out of the two, it would be Ruin. This one, it will be better than the first one, honestly. So I will have to give this 8 out of 10 in my personal opinion. So now we're going to move on to book 4. So another Agents of Chaos. This is Agent Chaos book 1, title Hero's Trial. This basically focuses on Han Solo, where he kind of leave his family, all of his loved ones, to go back his glory days as a smuggler, because after losing Chewbacca, that devastate him. Like the only character who knows Chewbacca the most and felt this one the hardest is Han. And basically his marriage became astray, his bond with his children became astray because of the loss of Chewbacca, and basically he decided trying to get someone to replace Chewbacca, which is a drama, that's his name. But later in the story, Han trying to gather all the smuggler allies that he knows they wanted to help him to fight up against these bastards, just kill Chewbacca. And I think it was this book or the next book that someone says something about, like, the most disrespectful shit that Han got really pissed. I can't remember who said it. There was one character who said, like, how about you go and get another Wookiee to replace that Chewbacca of yours? Like, oh, you done fucked up. You don't fucking say that shit. Now, the fact someone has the balls, like, how about you just go get another damn Wookiee? Like, oh, it's like, oh, you motherfucker. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I will be mad as fuck. You never talk shit about Chewbacca or trying to say, hey, just get another Wookiee. Like, no, there will be no one can replace Chewbacca. No. And then later on in the story, Anakin kind of saved Han for something he was this close of dying. Almost got himself killed. And they came across a Yuuzhan Vaughn who has the medicine of the cure of the disease that Mara Jade is dealing with. So basically, the next story is where Han and Anakin must return back to their families and their loved ones, so they can get the antidote, the cure of this disease that Mara Jade is going through. This book is actually pretty well done, so to speak, and even though Han Solo is not my favorite character, but the way they develop him in this book is well done. Like, him dealing with the grief, the sorrow, and trying to go back to the glory days. And this is going to be changed differently between his marriage with Leia, etc. But in a good way, but it would just not be the same as usual, which is kind of sad. It's sad, but in a good way, but it's just never going to be the same because, well, it's just not. So if I had to give this one, I have to give this 8.5 out of 10 in my personal opinion. Now, the second duology of Agents of Chaos, titled Jedi Eclipse. This is kind of flat, honestly. Like, Han Solo only get 2 chapters, same goes for Luke. Leia gets more dialogue. And the whole argument between Anakin and Jason, just, boy, Jaina is only mentioned once. Is the story for this one is just focused on just the plot relative, nothing about the characters, etc. And this book kind of ignored everything once Han and Anakin returns to their family. There's no conversation between Han and Leia about Han's behavior or whatever. They never discuss about it and they haven't talked about it. It's just like they just completely ignore it and just not bring it up or whatever. So if I had to give my rank to my favorite duology for Agents of Chaos, the second one is my least favorite and the first one of Agents of Chaos is my favorite out of the two of the Agents of Chaos duology, in my opinion. But that's just me. I have to give this 5 out of 10. Honestly, I don't want to give it 3 or 4. That would just kind of just nah. I had to give this 5. The Agent of Chaos is supposed to be about Han Solo himself, and the fact that it just dropped him right there and then, only 2 chapters for him. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, no. I had to give this 5 out of 10 in my opinion. Okay, this is book 6 of the new Jedi Order series, Balance Point. And this actually fixed some problems in the Agents of Chaos book 2, Jedi Eclipse, where it focusing on all the characters, the main cast: Luke, Han, Leia, Jaina, Jason, Anakin, and Mara. Like, everyone gets their own focus, everyone gets developed, and it's so well done. Like, so many. Han and Leia's relationship is healing. Mara Jade is fully cured. Basically tells Luke that she is pregnant, and basically because that's the reason why she's isolated and keep herself, focus on the Force to keep her at bay, not the affection kill her, along with her unborn child. So both Luke and Mara have been wanting to have children for quite a long time, and the fact they're in their 40s, keep that in mind, they're in their 40s, and they took them this long to have a kid, and they actually are happy of this news, and the Solo children get their own development. We see how they grow. Anakin Solo became more mature, and Jason had a vision of something is going to happen, and he's refused to use the Force until the very end. He used the Force, and also the person who showed him, this person right here, who showed Jason the vision, I want to say it, but I might forget if I get to that point, so I might as well say it. The person who gave Jason the vision of what's going to happen, it was Anakin Skywalker, and he was the one who spoke to Jason, not Luke. But Jason doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. So basically, it was Anakin Skywalker who showed the vision what's going to happen. Helping his grandson. Helping his grandson. So that happened, and I forgot to mention about the start of the relationship between Jaina and Jagafel, the one that Jaina ends up falling in love and end up getting married with. I forgot to mention about him in the Dark Tide. I forgot to mention that. Again, there were some things I will forget. I don't know why I'm forgetting certain things because my memory is terrible. It's just bad. All in all, the balance point is actually is well done, and it's basically of all just trauma and healing, and seeing the characters be mature and be better characters, and the fact that it focuses on the entire Skywalker family. Like I said, the story is basically focused on just Luke, Han, Leia, Jaina, Jason, Anakin, and Mara. So it's very, very fascinating. So I have to give this 9 out of 10 in my personal opinion. Okay, I forgot to mention, like I said, my memory is very bad. I just realized this just now. I forgot to mention about two things: the Yuuzhan Von's goal and their offer. The Yuuzhan Von's goal is to go straight to Coruscant. Basically, they want to attack Coruscant, and the Yuuzhan Vong demands to give us a Jedi to kill, and that is Jason Solo, because the Yuuzhan Vong thinks there's a prophecy that there's one Jedi strong in the Force has the power to kill all Yuuzhan Vongs. They think Jason Solo is that prophecy. They think. But we, as a reader, knows, or those who read the books, they already know that is not Jason. So I forgot to mention that. That just clipped my head. And I forgot to mention about how fucked up the Yuuzhan Vongs are, killing innocent people, torturing people, experiment on them, like the horror theme sort of thing, like how dark it is. I forgot to mention that, so that is completely my fault. So I forgot to mention that. Now the another duology books 1 through 2, and that is Age of Victory 1 Conquest. And this basically focusing on my favorite solo character himself, Anakin Solo, where he's on a mission to basically rescue his best friend Tahiri Vale, and basically focus on Anakin and get to know more about the Yuuzhan Vongs, and seeing him be more mature, became the strong, great Jedi that he is for such a young age. And when this book was holy shit dark in a good way, because we see Tahiri gets, and the fact she gets out of it and been rescued and have the strong will to move forward from that. Oh my god, like she is a strong woman for her age. Like she's in the same age of Anakin. Like the fact that she's so young and she was able to get out of there strongly, and all the torture and it felt disturbing. Like good god. And this is where Anakin learns more, having the sense of the Yuuzhan Vongs. Learning the sense, I understand the Yuuzhan Vong sensing, and when he's fixing his lightsaber. Then we get a moment between Luke and Mara of their moments. Mara helping Luke up, and Luke sees Boric, I think that's his name, sees him as the enemy, not an ally. So that kind of what happened, so to speak. And it's just like, holy shit, this actually is really good, like damn good. So I had to give this 9 out of 10. No, take that back. I would give this 9.5 out of 10 in my opinion, because a lot of people say this is their favorite book. I People say this is their favorite book from what I heard, but I can understand why. But to me, I had to give this 9.5 out of 10. And plus, I do love the bond between Anakin and Tyrion, but because we already know how this is gonna go out, the fate between them two. This is gonna hurt. Now, the second of Age of Victory 2, titled Rebirth. And this was also pretty good, but there's one thing I have a problem with, which I will get to that later. Um, Basically, this focuses on Anakin and Tyrion again, and they need to get out the planet. So Anakin challenged the commander of the Yuuzhan Vong to a duel, and we see Anakin 1 decapitate the the commander, and they got to the ship, and Korn basically put Anakin and Tyrion in a closet. Both Anakin and Tahiri finally had their first kiss. A romance between them, and it finally became official. They know each other since they were kids, so they finally had their first kiss. And the virus for Mara came back. I lied about that. I lied that she was cured, and so basically, the virus came back or whatever. And she's about to give birth to her child. So Luke and the others trying to use the Force to help Mara so she could give birth to the child, because Luke is basically terrified because he thinks that his wife is going to die here. But once they use the Force and give her the cure medicine, she finally gave birth to a child, and Mara lives, and the child lived. And they named their child Ben Solo, which is the boy that we all know. Then Anakin had a vision of about Mara, which is foreshadowing to Legacy of the Force. Foreshadowing, basically. And one thing that I'm going to discuss, Kip Turan is basically training Jaina to be interrogating to the Yuuzhan Vong, not underestimate the New Republic by torturing the Vons, and Jaina didn't like it, so she slapped him dead in the face. And then for some reason, they're trying to force the romance between Jaina and Kip Turan. Like, Jaina is 16 and Kip Turan is like in his 30s, like early, mid, or late 30s, and sees Jaina attractive, and it's kind of a bit weird, and Jaina's okay with it, and so to speak, and then Kip was talking shit about Luke, Mara, and Jaina's family, Han and Leia, her parents, basically. Like, he was talking mad shit of all four of them right in front of her, and she didn't budge anything. She didn't even react to that. Like, Kip, they did so much for you. They literally gave you a second chance after all the bullshit you have done. When you were young, you used a planet killer ship. You destroy a single planet. You were corrupt. You were turned to the dark side and became Exar Kun's apprentice in the Dark Apprentice trilogy. You were young and you did some fucked up shit, and Luke gave you a second chance to be better, and you were his first apprentice. And this is how you repay him? Talking mad shit about Luke, then talking shit about his wife, then now you talking shit about his sister, and now his brother-in-law right in front of Luke Skywalker's niece? Like, are you serious? Like, again, Kip was talking mad shit of Mara's family. Like, wow. And the relationship between the romance relationship between Jaina and Kip, that is out of nowhere, and it's just kind of felt weird and disturbing to that Kip sees Jaina attractive, even though she's 16, so to speak, which is kind of wrong. So yeah, no, it's not okay. So this is literally complete out of the character between both of them, because this was just added out of nowhere, so to speak. It just came out of nowhere. So I'm so glad that Jaina ended up with Jagafel in the series later on, and the Legacy of the Force, Fate of the Jedi, and him and her got married between Jaina and Jagafel. I'm so fucking glad. And to be honest, out of the duology for this one, Age of Victory is basically my favorite duology. And since I gave the first one 9.5 out of 10, I will have to give this one 8.5 out of 10 because it lost 2 points because of the forced disturbed romance between Jaina and Kip, and out of character between both of them. So I had to give this 8.5 out of 10 in my personal opinion. Now we reach book 9 and the final part of this review. The one book that I heard so much about, and this is actually everyone's favorite book in the entire series, Star by Star. Oh man, I am emotion and fucking speechless right fucking now. It's just everything just happening so badly. Like, how do I put this? Everything went fucked, like badly. Like Luke Skywalker decided to send several Jedi strike teams, and Anakin Solo is the one to lead, and everything just gone bad. And the characters of all the events happening is so well done, so well written. I so loved it so much. And I knew about this. I knew it was happening way back, but reading it for the first time, I felt gut wrenching, punch in the chest. One teardrop was enough. Like, good God, man. Like Coruscant. I like the fall of Coruscant. The Yuuzhan Vong destroyed Coruscant. Like, so many civilians, so many refugees dies by the Yuuzhan Vongs. Like, every single building were destroyed. Like, oh my lord, man. Like, I remember when I saw the concept art, like the art style of the destruction of Coruscant, I was stunned back then as a kid. Like, good God, man. Just, holy shit. And the death of Anakin Solo hits me. Like, I knew it was coming, but at the same time, it hits me. Like, seeing the characters felt the death of Anakin. Like, Jason was hurt, crying, but he kept his emotion in check. Jaina fucking snapped. She released all of her anger, shoots out fucking force lightning. Tahiri, she's also pissed, but also broken, heartbroken, because she loved him, and we know what happened to her in the series of Legacy of the Force. And Luke's reaction when he felt Anakin Solo, his force gone, and Leia's reaction when she felt her son's presence just gone, she broke down in tears, screaming, heartbreaking. And when Han hears about his his second son, his third child, died. There was one question I had in my mind for so long. I was wondering if Han Solo did apologize to his son, but he didn't. He said, I said these terrible things to him, and now he's first Chewie. Now this, like, that hits me even more. Like, he didn't even apologize to his son. That's the saddest part. And just fuck. And here's the thing. Here's the original idea for Star by Star. The was never meant to get killed off. There was supposed to be two major character deaths for this book. Jason Solo and Cal Katarn. Jason Solo was supposed to be one to be killed in the same situation like Anakin Solo did. Cal Katarn was supposed to die in the Battle of Coruscant. But both those characters were saved by George Lucas and the LucasArts. George Lucas, the reason why he wants Anakin Solo to die is because it was a time when the prequel trilogy was about to come out, because you have Anakin Skywalker, and he didn't want the fans to be too confusing of the two characters from the movie and the book. So they had to kill off Anakin Solo off, and the reason why they couldn't kill off Cal Katarn, because LucasArts didn't want them to kill off their characters, plus they plan on making the next game for the character of the Jedi Knight 2, the Jedi Knight video game. So both of these characters were saved, and the group, the authors, especially the author who wrote this book, they were pissed that they're not going to go with the original, not with their ideas they wanted to do. So basically they had to, so basically one major character death, which is Anakin Solo. So we can't kill off Jason, we cannot kill off Kip Thrawn. Great. Just fucking great. So basically the authors were pissed because they wanted to kill them off. They want Anakin Solo to live to be the main character. But like back in Victor Prime, they wanted to kill off Luke Skywalker, but George Lucas don't do it. So they were pissed about that. Like, we had the idea how we want the story to go, but no, George Lucas doesn't want his three characters to get killed off, so we had to kill Chewbacca. And now we got to Star by Star. We had to kill Anakin Solo because George Lucas demanded to kill Anakin Solo, not to get too confusing with Anakin Skywalker, and LucasArts doesn't want Cal Katarn to be killed off. So they were kind of pissed about that. So, and Anakin Solo is my favorite character in this series. It just, man, now it just would not be the same without him the rest of the 10 books. Like, his death does bring a huge impact to the Jedi Order in the Legacy of the Force. Trust me, his death brings a huge impact, and oh boy, it's not just the younglings at his age, it's also grown adults. Because Anakin, not only he was, had this huge reputation, but he's actually the popular, because they see him to be a great Jedi. They see him to be the great Grand Master because of his potential. And everyone looked up to Anakin. And that says a lot. And Anakin was this close, honoring and redeeming his grandfather's name. His name as Anakin. But in the end, he did redeem his grandfather's name. Is to be a Jedi that Jedi should be. To give up life and protect those than yourself. Like, that's where the Jedi should be. Put your life before than others. And it is kind of heartbreak. Just, God. Well, when I first heard about this there was a YouTuber who did a review about this, like a 2 hours long review of the new Jedi Order series. When I got into the Star by Star, I did not know, because the only thing I know that Anakin Solo died, and that was it, along with the destruction of Coruscant. I didn't know about Jaina used Force Lightning and the reaction of Leia. And like I said, the only question I had my mind is, did Han Solo apologize his son for lashing out at him because of the death of Chewbacca, which he didn't, which I got my answer when I read the book for the first time. And gets taken by the Vongs, so he gets captured as a prisoner. And Jaina just livid that she lost two of her brothers. Like, Anakin is dead and Jason's been captured. So, and just holy fuck, man. Like, I kind of feel bad for Jaina as well. And, what else? What else am I missing? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to memorize what's on the that I missed. And one thing I do like is where Leia has the red lightsaber. Basically, I like the idea that the lightsaber should be like represents people's personalities instead of just the meaning of the lightsabers. Like, I think it'd be better if the lightsabers have fitting for people's personality. It's kind of like the Lanticore, like which Lanticore you should be in based of your emotions and your personalities. It's kind of like that. Same goes for which houses in Hogwarts that you should be in. It depends of your emotions and your personality. It's kind of like that. I think lightsabers should be like that, based of people's personalities and their emotions, instead of just the meaning of the color of the lightsabers. You know what I mean? Of the ranking, you know? And Leia, she was done with politics. She's like, man, fuck the politics. And she decided to just be on just being the Jedi, no longer be at politics. Which, to be honest, Leia being politics was like something she would do, and she would just like drop the politics and just be a Jedi because, yeah, politics is not the same way I thought it would be. So I might as well just be a Jedi and just stick by and being a Jedi, so to speak. And just wow. And there is, I recently looked this up. I can't remember who said it. Two things. One, I think I heard someone saying about, I'm trying to remember about the original plan for the Star by Star about Jason Solo and Cal Katarn being killed off. I heard about someone, but I can't remember who. When I heard about it, I was kind of pissed even more. I was mad at George Lucas and LucasArts for really? We could have had that? But Anakin's death was still heartbreaking to this day. Even reading it for the first time, even reading how he dies, just, oh my god. And the second one, I came across, again, I can't remember who said it. Someone actually said there is a fan fiction of a what if scenario about what if Anakin Solo survived in the book 9 of Star by Star, and there's only 69 chapters. So after I finished this series and Legacy of the Force and Fate of the Jedi series, I am willing to read and do like an audio drama video. Maybe it depends if you guys want that or not. And I will do my review to give my thoughts of this what if scenario. And I swear, the fact that people are talking about Anakin Solo to this day, it shows how much people love his character, and they think we could have seen more of him. Hell, even Evan Nova 95 himself made a video about Anakin Solo, asking the question: was Anakin Solo was a waste of potential? Like, was his character a waste? No, his character was not a waste, but it did have potential. He did have some potential later on in the stories, but it's just George Lucas just wants him gone, not to get too confusing of the two Anakin. So Anakin did have potential. It's just because George Lucas just wants him gone. So it's kind of disappointing. So, yeah. So this is by far my favorite book in the entire Jedi Order series. Over 600 fucking pages, mind you. The longest book out of all the series. This is my number one favorite. My favorite out of the new Jedi Order series. So I will definitely get this. Give Panda. And I fucking loved it. Even though there were some chapters, there were filler, etc. But I do not care. I fucking love it. So there you're having. Those are my review from Vector Prime Book 1 to Star by Star Book 9. So I might as well end this video here because this video has been gone like almost long enough. So I will do my review for the rest of the new Jedi Order series from Book 10 through Book 19. So yeah, be on lookout for that. And yeah, I am glad I'm doing this because this is something I've been waiting for so fucking long. And I'm so glad I'm doing this. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Links to my other channel, my social medias will be down below. Description box, you guys know the drill. Links to my Cash App, PayPal, Ko-fi will be down below. Description box and in my bio if you guys want to donate to support the channel. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. New before, shut the Critias. I'll see you guys later.